Oh, Nets and hoops, pucks and balls. Connor wants to learn it all.
Cody's wide, he's my pal. Tell me, buddy,
Is that a foul? Yeah! We're in it.
we did it. You didn't say your thing that you say.
Oh, you say it. You say it.
What's up, knuckleball?
Yeah!
What did I say? Share, love that theme, share that meme.
We're back, baby!
It's clearly been way too long since we've done it.
Yeah, but we're back.
We're back. How's it going, Cody? How are you?
I'm doing exceptional.
Great.
I'm doing so good. I'm excited to be back in the saddle. I was doing my pre-game stretches. And I was getting all ready because we're going to talk sports, and I love sports. Is that a foul?
We're not only are we talking sports, but we're talking sports live in front of an audience that's not here. In front of, thank you so much to Effin Rager for allowing us.
God, those guys, the best.
Yeah, one of them at least.
Man.
Yeah. for letting us do the stream here on twitch.tv/Effin Rager. I'm stoked as hell. Cody, I'm noticing for the first time ever, you're paler than I am.
Whoa, we did it.
What's going on?
Well, yeah. You've been sitting in the outfield. Catching some rays.
I guess so.
Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Guys, we're here. It's sports time. Am I peeking?
You're not peeking, but I'm turning you down just a smidge. Yeah, here we go. We're gonna do it live. Cody, I see that you've got a beer. I've got a beer too. What are we drinking right now?
Well, Connor, they did not have the new Clutch City IPAs, which are the Rockets' new beers, but they do have the Crawford Box, which are the Astros beer.
Yay!
Carbach.
Yay!
Yeah. We love it. Mm-hmm. We are not sponsored in any way, but that'd be cool if we were.
That's true. Any Carbach or Bachheads out there watching?
Bachheads, Rockheads, we love you all.
Sound off in the chat if you're a Bachhead, and get us a sponsorship. Why not? That'd be fun.
Connor, we've been gone for a long time.
We have. I do not remember the last time we recorded. I don't even remember the last episode that we did.
So the last episode canonically, that's canon, is...
Do we have one we haven't put out? I thought I put them all out.
You did put one out, but what I'm saying is we did one about the NBA All-Star Weekend, and then you found the audio for the one about cheating.
That's right.
And then you put that out in late December of 2020, but we recorded it in like April of 2020.
So we did not do a single episode in 2021.
The last thing we were talking about was The Last Dance.
Phenomenal documentary.
Amazing documentary that ended at the beginning of quarantine. And so we've been gone for a long time.
It did not end at the beginning of quarantine. It ended on Father's Day. Because I had that tweet about like, this is a really solemn day. Sometimes people can't really celebrate it the way they want to. So please keep in your heart the people who cannot watch The Last Dance live, which we were all doing, had a whole group chat going.
It was fun.
It was really fun. All right. So remind me, how does this show work?
Well, Connor, we have to have a topic first. If you haven't listened to the show before, we basically sift through the minutia of the sporting world based on different topics. So we've talked about baseball stats or basketball stats.
I love that baseball stats episode.
It was a good app.
I went to go see the Astros over a pandemic, and I was just like, yeah, you got another RBI on that one. And even my mom was like, what's that? Run bat it in.
Bat it in. Earned run average. So the one that we're doing today we thought would be good for this is we just want to do a recap.
Yeah.
We just want to talk what's happened in sports in the last 2 years. And Connor, it takes me some time to put together all my notes. And at a certain point, I just gave up and was like, let's just talk about it because there's too much that's happened.
Okay.
It's been a crazy last 2 years in the world of sports. And we're just going to break it down kind of thing by thing. But there's another thing we do, Connor.
What's that?
Well, by trade, I'm a teacher, and something that I usually like to do is assign homework. So I assign you homework, and so Connor, 2 years ago, I assigned you a nice little, neat little paper, double spaced, 1.5 at least. And Connor, I have to ask you, did you do your homework?
Look, I didn't even know what the last episode was. I've been working really hard to
What
prepare.
class is this?
Yeah. The physics. I've been working really hard to get the stream going and to get all the... You're going to see some pretty cool stuff. Everyone in the chat, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're going to see some pretty cool stuff on this show. I'm really, really happy about that. So while I didn't do the assignment per se, give me extra credit because I've been doing some other cool stuff for the show.
That is true. We have some cool graphics and fun things that are neat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at this little guy.
Hey! Oh! Okay.
But you did tell me, before the stream, you did tell me what the assignment was, and you wanted me to research Don Sterling.
Yeah, Donald Sterling. I didn't know y'all were close, so Don for you. But Donald Sterling was a racist. That Connor is on a first name, shortened name basis. No, I gave you Donald Sterling, former owner of the Clippers, who was very racist. But he was. But what I told you during that time was I want you to see just how long they let this guy own this team, knowing all this. So it's still an interesting read for some time in the future. But Connor, we're doing a recap of the last 2 years. I just kind of included pandemic start to now. I just kind of went like from there to there.
Pandemic start officially for sports, as far as I'm concerned, honestly, was March 11th, 2020.
Correct.
When Tom Hanks tested positive.
Yep.
Sarah Palin revealed as the Masked Singer.
I did not know it was the same time.
That was the same day. All three of these, I just talked to my dad about this. All three of these events happened on the same day. And then the NBA postponed its season indefinitely.
Yep.
And they began working on the bubble.
The bubble, which we will get into a little bit. But before we do that, I need to get something off my chest.
Oh, what's that, Cody?
Well, it's time for Cody's sports spiel.
I love these. All right,
Me
Cody.
too.
All right. Well, take it away. I understand there are some videos you want me to play as well, so just let me know whenever you want me to hit the...
I will. But first, Connor, if I might, I'd like to start with a poem that highlights my feelings on the past 2 years or so.
And you wrote this poem?
I wrote this poem.
All right, let's hear it.
2020 to 2022. Years that sometimes felt like pee-pee and often doo-doo. Because it felt like shit. And we all got pissed. But there are some sports stuff you might have missed. So put down your game controllers and your pops made a Funko. Did you hear who won a chip? Any guesses? Giannis Antetokounmpo. That was my poem. Brilliant rhymes aside, Connie. We've been gone for a while.
That was a great rhyme. I have to give you props for that.
Thank you.
That was like the rhyme at the 76 All-Stars game where he just listed all the 76 players.
Yeah. He went crazy.
Time. Yeah.
Ernie. Okay, Keemy. We still got to make our OK Cody shirts, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay, Cody.
Connie, we've been gone for a while, and a lot has happened. COVID changed the landscape of sports faster than Rudy Gobert could say "cough, cough, achoo."
We're getting to that.
We are getting to that. We can get to that now if you want to, but we can also hold off.
You want me? That's up to you. What do you want me to do?
Guys, if you didn't know, we talked about already 3/11 day, March 2020. Let's see how it started off for Rudy Gobert of the Utah Jazz. So this is Rudy, and Rudy's going to a press conference that day. This is when COVID was still just a joke on SNL. He's asked some questions, he answers them all, and he thinks this whole COVID precaution thing's a little silly, so he stretches, but before he leaves, he just is going to wipe his hands on everything and leave. What's very funny about that, please subscribe to that channel. What's very funny about that was Rudy Gobert was active with COVID at that press conference. He went into the game He gave his entire team COVID. He gave many of the other team COVID. And that was the start of the shutdown. Was him joking about, oh, I'm going to touch all the mics because I might have COVID. But yeah.
So in terms of the NBA, he was patient zero.
Yes, he was NBA's patient zero, and also everybody already hated him.
Great.
Yeah, so Rudy Gobert, everybody. Sports were completely shut down or made to live like coastal elites inside a bubble.
Oh, boy. Now you're the political one on the show.
Yes, sports were shifted, but they also persevered because competition matters, Connie, and also money, mostly money. Money matters. Mm-hmm. Like that movie, Money Matters. I didn't write that. That was just off the cuff. Groundlings training. The NBA has had 2 complete seasons since we've been gone, with the Lakers and Bucks each winning rings. The NFL had 2 seasons as well, with also the Bucks and more recently the Rams picking up some hardware. The MLB might not currently exist, but before that, our own Houston Astros were lucky enough to lose the World Series against the Braves. Also, the Dodgers won a ring, but who gives a shit? Hockey, soccer, racing, and many other sports carried on in the face of a worldwide pandemic. And thank God they did, or else we wouldn't have some classic moments. Brady cements himself as the GOAT and then retires. Shohei Ohtani shows that pitching and hitting aren't mutually exclusive, and neither is his hand in some spider tack. And Westbrook becomes a wizard.
Do we want to get to that video too?
No, we'll
okay,
come up. Westbrook becomes a wizard, then a Laker, then a laughingstock.
Wow.
And here's what I want to say, Connor. I wrote this during my off period at school today, and I wrote this sentence, and it made me laugh so hard because I tried to end it on something that was a little bit smart. Mm-hmm. And here's what I came up with. It's all happened, and it's all sports. I typed that out and went, that's good.
It's good. It's good.
Connor, that's the last 2 years, but I got to ask, do you have any questions?
I do, but before we go into my questions, I do want to say, hearing your sports spiel, your recap, it did make me a little sad that we didn't record, because hearing about the Lakers winning the bubble, I remember we had some conversations about the conspiracy and the narrative behind that. I believe Daniel House Jr. was booted from one of the games for having an overnight guest, we'll say, who was an employee of the bubble facility that was testing everybody to make sure they were code-free. They just stayed up all night playing Settlers of Catan. I don't know what the big deal is.
They were just chilling.
And honestly, I didn't even know. I wish we had talked about it then, because now it's been so long. Like, I don't even know if he broke any rules other than like unofficial no-nos. But there was this whole idea of like the Lakers winning was supposed to be the narrative of the bubble. And so, of course, they kicked out the one guy who could defend against LeBron James.
Yeah, and then suddenly we were unable to. Now, if any Lakers fan heard this, they would be like, oh, sour grapes, which, fair. Very fair.
Fair.
Daniel House is not even a Rocket anymore, so you can't be too mad at us.
Oh, we'll get to that. Yeah. I went to go see the Rockets. I was like, who the fuck are these people? I see PJ Tucker. Who's everyone else?
PJ Tucker's not a Rocket anymore either.
Oh, no.
Eric Gordon, he's all.
All right.
He's still a Rocket. But it was a perfect story, right?
Yeah.
And perfect stories in sports are often, they have to be tainted. Like, I don't know. The perfect story is in the face of a worldwide pandemic, LeBron James puts his head down and carries his team to a victory. Of course that has to happen.
But now LeBron puts his head down and tries not to laugh while Macy Gray sings the anthem.
Connor, you've been on it.
Yeah, which I wish I had a clip of that after the stream, not during. Go ahead and look up Macy Gray sing the anthem and keep an eye out for LeBron's silly face.
He tried not to laugh.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to judge.
This actually kind of goes into my first answer to your first question.
All right, well, let's go ahead and bring that up. Cody, what has been the biggest impact in U.S. sports since we last recorded?
God, I have 3. if I want to talk about actual impacts, and I want to start with the bubble. I think the bubble was one of the most impactful things that sports has ever seen.
Now, we have some people in the chat who do not keep up with sports. Can you define what the bubble is?
Sure. I'm referring specifically to the NBA bubble around, I believe, the start of June was when they started going in.
I think so.
I think it was the start of June of 2020. The NBA owners and executives were freaking out because they had a half of a season left to play, including the playoffs, and they were going to lose all their TV revenue and everything that they had, and they didn't have any way to pay these millionaire players, so they had to think of a way. Now, you can say it was because sports needed to survive, and maybe that's just my, twinkle in my eye.
I'll say 50-50.
Yeah, but I think it had the biggest impact because it did prove that sports could survive, and that was something we needed. I'm going to refer to my favorite moment of the earliest days of COVID, which was you, me, Jared, and Ned this was in August, I want to say.
I think so.
We were at your old house watching the Thunder versus the Rockets, and it was the game that the series clinching game.
Chris Paul was on
the Thunder.
That's right.
We had Russell Westbrook. That was 3 teams ago for Russell. But when James Harden blocked Lugan's Dort.
Dort. We were all assigned a player to hate on. I think I got Dort.
I think you had Dort. Did you have Schroeder or Schrader? Who had Schroeder?
Schroeder, as Hayes Davenport called him, Mr. Steal Your Frau.
Yes.
I don't think I had Schroeder.
Connor,
I think Ned had Schroeder.
Ned, can I tell you something? He's a Rocket.
What?
Yeah,
he's a Rocket now?
Yeah, he's
Dang.
a Rocket. I know.
All right.
I know, and he's doing good stuff. So I feel like there are really, really big things they were the first sport to come back.
Yeah.
They did it in a controlled area, but they were not without their pitfalls, which some of the best bubble stories includes Jimmy Butler starting his own coffee business in the bubble, which I thought was very funny. Dwight, they had I believe it was Pitbull DJ set at the bubble, and only Dwight Howard showed up.
I remember that. And there's footage of him having a great time.
Yeah, a great time. And he absolutely loved it. And the other one, if you didn't know, the bubble was literally a enclosed space in Disney's Wide World of Sports in Orlando. And literally all games. So just to be even more lay it on the line, all teams played in the bubble the remainder of the regular season, a shortened regular season, and the playoffs in the bubble. No family or friends allowed until the finals. And that was it. Who are they playing? The Thunder.
My favorite part of the he's referring to Ho for Horror, talking about my first Rockets game.
Oh, cool.
So my favorite part about that game where we defeated the Thunder. As we won, Jared did a funny walk across the house, and you ran up to the TV, threw up both your middle fingers, and said, "Get the fuck off my court!" And then I'm like, yeah. I think I made chili that night.
Yeah,
so we were all
it was
just
good.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good. I don't know about you, but I love watching footage of a concert or footage of a sporting event, because even if I wasn't there, I remember this deep feeling during COVID going, there's nothing else happening anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I take solace in the fact that, I'm not at Coachella, but it's cool Coachella happened. I'm not at Lollapalooza, but it's cool Lollapalooza happened. If nothing to happen.
I disagree about that, just because those were crowds where people were.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, during my regular.
Gotcha.
Not during COVID, during regular time.
Gotcha.
I like, even if I'm not in a place, I like the fact that it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's cool that Eurovision goes on. I will never go to Eurovision.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that makes sense.
So that was the first time where I was like, I'm so glad there's a thing happening that we can all rally around and be excited. So I thought that was a huge impact just for sports in general.
Ho for Horror went to a Rockets game with you.
Yes.
Then you know who was playing.
If I can remember, who was it? I'm trying to remember who it was now. Was it the Jazz? No. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. We had a good time. She's a Spurs person.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So on that 50-50 thing I was saying.
They were playing the Spurs.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's why we wanted to
go. So on that note I had about the 50-50 thing, it was so... Yes, it was definitely motivated by money, but it was also like everyone was real fucking bummed out. No one could do anything.
Yeah.
And it was so awesome because y'all were in our personal bubble of like the 10 max people. And like, let's just get together and watch some fucking sports. And on Sundays, let's just all text each other about Michael Jordan being a fucking asshole.
Yeah, and it like there were very few things to look forward to in that time, or ways to mark time.
Very true.
You know what I mean? Besides going to work, like there was not like let's look forward to that. And then there was always like, let's look forward to the playoff game, and we would watch other teams. Like
that's true. Yeah, that's the only time I really watched other teams, other than when my ill-fated time having an NBA League Pass.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Okay, but yeah, I had such a really fun time watching that with y'all.
It was a blast.
And not only that, but I was one of the people picked to be one of the fans on the screen.
I know. And it was bogus.
It was such a hassle. I couldn't even get on the screen.
So they let people virtually attend the games. And what they would do is they would put your face up on their video screens and put you in a seat like you were watching the game. And they picked Connor, but like they then were like, oh, we only show 10 at a time, and there's 600 of you, and also you're not connecting right. You have to keep it up the entire time. It was bogus.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say about the bubble is that the way that they treated the players were not necessarily used to it. And so what I'm going to show now is I brought a clip that I edited together of J.R. Smith, formerly of the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Lakers. He is now, actually, I'll tell you after the video so you can look at what kind of a person he was and who he is now. But this is his first day in the bubble.
I'm going to keep y'all entertained for the first night. You know what I'm saying? I'll get this shit rocking. What they talking about? They gave my boy a Fire Stick. Amazon, how much y'all getting paid off of this shit? Look at the blanket, bro. Bro. What the fuck? Nah, I know Bron ain't got this. I know Bron, AD, these niggas out here 6'12". I know they not using this little ass blanket, bro. Award.
So then they get delivered food. This is the first time he's seen his team since they've got there. So they're not allowed to step out of their room.
Sir?
Okay.
So they're all just talking down the hallway.
Look at the hubby. Look at the game. Hey, Q.
And there's a nice surprise here from one of our favorites.
Damn, man, chill, bro. Look at the gang, bro.
So they're all just having to stare out their window. I mean, out their like door frame.
There you go. There you go. Look.
Javale Mcgee.
Hold up. Man, nose running. I might have the Rona already. What's got here?
He said, "Nose running. I might have the Rona already."
Still a joke then.
Yeah.
At this point, we thought it was going to be over in 5 weeks.
Oh, phone sanitizer. Oh, all right. That's Toughies.
That's Toughies.
What is this, though?
I like how he has no need to like fill the silence on his Instagram lives. He does not care.
Hey, love it. Man appreciates
What's a
silence.
fan? You know what I'm saying? Brought my own shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Stay woke, bro. Bro, a fucking yo.
That's what they got served in the bubble.
The commissary on this shit is crazy, bro.
Commissary? Oh my God.
We're professional athletes and all that, right? 35, 34, 30, 300-400 million. Making from some of these dudes. 30, 40, 50 million. A year. You want these niggas to eat this shit?
Spread.
But then be over there crying, talking about somebody can't stay healthy and their body breaking down and all this other shit.
Fair point.
Just saying, bro. I'm just saying, you want a motherfucking Ferrari to run like a Ferrari because you paid for it as a Ferrari, but you keep gassing it up with motherfucking Chrysler shit. That's just me, though. That's whatever, man. Y'all do what y'all want to do. Just happy to be back,
That's
baby.
just him, though.
Just happy to be back, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, JR. That's
Just very happy to be here.
J.R. Smith. If you don't know J.R., J.R. is what's called he's known as the Henny God. He's a big Hennessy enjoyer. He takes his shirt off all the time. And now he is at the university, I believe. I want to get this right because he went back to college.
Cool.
And he is like doing so well. And he joined the golf team. And he's on the golf team.
I have heard about him. Okay.
And he is doing so well. And he's like, basically, he came out recently and is trying to like start a foundation that helps athletes figure out what to do after their sports careers. He's like a super North Carolina A&T is where he goes.
Did he retire? Or?
Yeah, he retired from the
Okay.
game. He got up there in age and he retired from the game and then decided that he wanted to go back to school. And also he loves golf, so he tried out for the golf team. And of course they're going to take J.R. Smith.
Yeah, of course.
But he's like talks about how like the other thing he wants to do is start getting black youth into like inner city black youths into golf because how expensive it is just to even start playing golf.
Oh, yeah.
And
And it's such a necessary tool if you want to go into business, like in the abstract
yeah,
sense.
it's a networking
Like, you have
thing.
to learn how to play golf.
So, you know, he is such a cool dude. Love J.R. Smith. So, NBA bubble is a big one. Quickly to run through these so we can get to all of our questions in time.
Okay.
I just want to say mental health, I think, is a result of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Mental health being on the forefront of sports topics is insane. If you think about like 10 years ago, if somebody had mental health issues, they were labeled as soft or like can't handle the pressure.
Yep.
And now you have Paul George saying like, hey, during the bubble, I was depressed and did not want to get out of bed. And you have someone like Simone Biles, who like literally like left the Olympics citing that she did not have the mental capacity to do those runs and all the controversy that came from that.
And then the tennis player Osaka was like,
Yeah,
I'm not doing
that's-
any press interviews.
Yeah, that's not part of my job if I don't want it to be. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? If you want to see me play tennis, I'll play some tennis, but I cannot do that. So I think the fact that, and this all started with like, you know, there were rumblings back in the day. And if you remember, Kevin Love came out like 5 years ago and talked about panic attacks he would have on the court. And I just think it's cool that they're starting to allow players to be open and honest about the mental stresses that must come from playing.
Is that extended to the NFL? Because I think about CTE a lot.
Next topic. No, I'm kidding. No, it's. I mean, you've seen it more and more, but it's not completely what it needs to be in the NFL in general. I feel like CTE is more widely talked about, obviously, than it was 10 years ago, thanks to the film Concussion. Which,
Thank you, Will Smith.
Yeah, tell the truth. And so it was a great. It is a great movement that's going forward, but I think it's mostly starting in, weirdly enough, non-contact sports. Because I think there's still this stigma in the NFL that if you want to be a tough dude, you need to take your hits and get up.
I also think about correct me if I'm wrong, but Ryan Greinke on the
Zach
Zach
Greinke.
Greinke on the Astros. I mean, he was very upfront about his mental health issues, and not only that, but the team was very supportive of him.
Yeah, for sure.
And I remember maybe at the World Series or the playoffs, someone made a face at him, and it freaked him out, and the whole team ran up to just like, "Hey, man, it's cool."
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that's awesome. But yeah, that would be my two bigger things: is that the NBA bubble and the coming back of sports, and then mental health, and then the other thing I would say is political stances. Political being in quotes, where if you think about like during the bubble, the jerseys and the boycott revolving around the George Floyd case, and
Well, that was a year after the bubble.
yeah.
Yeah.
So seeing politics start The NBA has always been a little bit more on the cusp. The NFL sticks end racism in their end zones and goes, "We did it," and moves on. And then only 2 of their coaches are black and 0 of their owners. So that's
well. I mean, even with the NBA, we saw a lot.
We'll get into that later.
We saw some social justice in America being discussed, but internationally,
oh yeah, screw that. We're not talking about that. Content.
No. I mean, maybe we can lead into this with my next question, but
yeah,
Cody, where are my rockets at?
Bottom of the barrel.
Oh no!
No.
I bring this up because running off of the last question, as protests started to overtake Hong Kong in 2021, Daryl Morey, the previous general manager of the Houston Rockets, tweeted, "I stand with Hong Kong." He was forced to delete the tweet by Tillman Fuckface Fertitta, and it turned into this controversy within the players' union where players are like, I don't want to do this. We need to stand with Daryl Morey. And there was somebody, obviously a player that's hated universally. Like, nobody loves this player, I assume. But a player stood up and said, "Hey, guys, we need to, stand with the players. We can't really focus on Hong Kong. We need to keep playing. We can't stand in protest." Who was that guy? I can't remember his name. Wait, was it LeBron James?
It was Mr. Looney Tunes himself, LeBron James. Yeah, LeBron James. If you can point to any blemish on his record of public activism, it's that. And it's a huge blemish. He fucked up, and he was thinking about his bottom dollar. And that seems like so long ago.
I think about it all the time.
Yeah, Daryl Morey is not with the team anymore because of that, pretty much.
He's now with the Philadelphia Sixers.
Yeah, so is James Harden.
Yeah, very cool. So let's get back. Cody, where are my Rockets at?
We are at the bottom of the barrel, Connor. We have played 60 games this year. We have won 15. Last year, we had played 60 games and won 15. So we are not moving up, but we're moving up, baby! The Rockets are at the bottom of the barrel, but that's good. When Harden left, teams can do not much when your superstar forces his way out like he did.
Yeah.
He wanted out. He said, "I'm fat now." Because literally he got so fat and he played so bad that he forced us to trade him. And he did it again a year later. He really held, he really was, holding, all the cards. And so we had to figure out what to do. What we decided to do was tank. And we can get into this a little bit more, but we've talked about tanking before, which
with the Astros.
Yeah, where you purposefully, maybe get some of your assets. Now, we didn't tank as we just had not that great of a team, but we hired a cool new coach. It's just that James Harden was mad he got hired because we did not really ask James Harden if this was the guy you want to hire. His name's Steven Silas. He was an offensive assistant coach for the Mavericks. He's a good dude, but there's some problems. Here are the problems. We have all these brand new young players, okay? Jalen Green, it was our number 2 pick overall. Alperen Şengün is this amazing player that we got recently. LP, baby, LP forever.
That's not Jalen Green.
That's not Jalen Green.
That's Jalen Green.
That's Jalen Green. These are the boys. And let's look at these 2 boys. They are nice, lovely men. And here's what we need to do that Steven Silas is not doing. Play them. He is not playing them.
That's right. I when I went to go see the Rockets with my dad, I couldn't tell you how many signs I thought it said, "Where's Sengun? Play Sengun."
Yeah, he will not. He is not playing them to the ability, to the amount they need to play to increase their abilities. He's not letting them fail. He is trying to win, which I understand, but we're not. At all. We're 15 and 45. That's really bad. We're at the bottom of the barrel, which is great for right now because now we're looking towards next draft and who we can get in that.
Okay.
And, kind of upping our cap space. But we have these great new players that I can show you how great they are with a couple of highlights.
All right.
They need more chances to play because this is how they play. You're going to see some stuff from Al P and you're going to see some Jalen Green.
Which one do you want first?
The highlights one. The one where it's
the Rockets' fourth team foul, not even 4
Here's Al
minutes
P
into this first
He's going to stick the ball out, right?
Remember, no Christian Wood.
And watch how high Jalen
no
Green
KPJ
gets.
Şengün with the
Hello!
Wow. Jalen Green throws it down.
Competing for
God.
a championship or playoff
There's LP
spot,
back there.
and just
It's like
free
watching
throws become
superheroes,
so
man.
huge in this tight game.
Green wide open. He buries the three. Good look by Şengün. And I didn't
He's
sleep
19
much
years
that
old.
weekend, but it was
Or he
fun.
just turned 20.
Well, they got the right man for the job.
I suppose so. Chris Paul is open on the skip.
Get that out of there.
And it's put that
Go,
not
LP,
put
go.
back by Crowder. Got the rebound. Denied there by Şengün. Rockets will push.
All right.
Flip
Yeah,
pass.
baby.
Şengün missed
Clean up
it.
your mess.
And then pulled the old Moses Malone.
Now, Cody, did we win this game?
No. we
He's got
didn't. We're
7.
even
His
winning
first make-
right
his
there.
first makes from deep. The Suns.
Wow. We're so
Hey,
fun when we're not
cut.
doing terrible.
Booker so efficient. LP didn't want to jump off at 8, and then, Booker just takes
One more.
advantage
One more.
right there.
Just get it.
Şengün feeling it.
Wow.
There you go.
So that's all you need to see, Connor. We're good.
All right.
No, we're really bad, but we have these great young talent. But here's what you didn't see. That was like 15 minutes of a 48-minute game. Like, we benched them. We keep benching them. Why do we keep benching them?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Oh, okay.
What's he thinking?
I thought you had an answer.
No, I mean, we have all these great young players. We have Gary Bird. I don't know if you know about Gary Bird yet.
Any relation to Larry Bird?
No, his name's Garrison Matthews, but we call him Gary Bird because he go drain those threes.
Okay.
And he's great. We have Jayshawn Tate. I love Jayshawn Tate because I get to say his name like that. Jayshawn Tate, play the fool. We have a great time. We just cannot get it. Now, here's the thing, though. We have nice young players, so they are lucky enough to be chosen for some events.
Okay.
Jalen Green was
Yep.
chosen to be in the dunk contest. And we all got so excited. Connor, I know you don't know much about Jalen. You're about to hate Jalen Green.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, the judges will choose if we have a tiebreaker.
Oh, what is he
Because
doing?
of you. All right, Jalen Green's got.
Oh, he
what's he
put
got
on the jury?
Put on
No. Jay,
No, he dunks in that.
Is that like the Flavor Flav? Is
that's
that
an
the new
NFT.
version
I
of the
think
Flavor
that's
Flav?
What?
That's an NFT.
Oh, he's about to
Oh,
dunk with
come
an
on.
NFT on.
He tried to do the
He's
first
gonna
NFT
sign with
dunk
Coinbase. A little bit.
Dude,
Okay.
hey,
with
look
a
at
video,
that
an
wall.
NFT of
That
him
big flies that
dunking
hit you in your face.
around
Be
his
careful.
neck.
That's all I'm saying.
Gold chain
Okay.
with the NFT pendant.
He's playing his own highlights.
And Connor, it would have been kind of cool if he did it.
Okay, say no more. All I was about
No.
to say is
He
not
embarrassed us,
Go.
Connor.
Who do you give this to? Isaiah. Okay.
All right.
Put that in your pocket, Isaiah.
He's
He wouldn't even wear it?
Well, I
Yeah.
want to see him come out and just.
I guess he's like, oh, this is kind of
Yeah, we
heavy.
need that right
Yeah,
now.
we need that right now.
All right, Jalen.
Come on, Jalen. Big dunk, baby.
Let's see it.
Looks like he's going off
Do
the
he
side
catch
of the
it
back.
and then go backwards?
Oh,
You know
no.
what?
What's he going to do?
Is he going back? Oh, he turned. Oh.
He's trying to hurt the rim.
Try again, Jalen. It's
He's
okay.
trying to hurt the rim.
You know,
Net?
he should
Fuck
have
that.
Try again, Jalen.
All right.
Where is John?
I'll give him a second chance.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which is not fair. That's another story.
Is this when Kareem was like, I'm
Yes.
out? Okay,
yes.
yeah.
This did happen.
Jalen Green coming out of the G League Ignite. Top-rated high school
That's Josh
player.
Christopher, also on the
Out of
Rockets,
Houston
trying to help him
Rockets,
out.
His first dunk contest.
Go, Jalen. He missed 5 in a row until he finally got one in that was not that same dunk. He got out in the first round because he could not make it dunk.
Wow.
That's all you need to see.
All right.
That is Jalen Green. That is the Rockets. It's a sorry state, but we love our boys.
Why would you show me that when you were hyping him up earlier?
Because if you look, he's got bounce, he's got flavor, but the most recent thing he did was kind of embarrass us on a national stage. Here's the thing. He is a work in progress that I'm very hopeful for. I
Okay.
love Jalen Green. I would not give him up. But
Okay.
we are very hopeful for him. But the Rockets, bottom of the barrel, but we're figuring it out.
All right. Is it time for my third question?
It is. There's not a lot to talk about here. It's yeah.
Now, Cody, we're drinking some beers. We're having a good time. But I got to ask, what's going on with the MLB lockout? I've been hearing about it, but I don't quite know what it is. And you know I love to explain things to people.
Yeah. Well, the collective bargaining agreement ran out.
Okay.
And they did not agree to a new one.
Is this between the players or is this between the owners?
The players' union and the owners.
Okay.
Their agreement together on revenue shares and different rights for the players and all that good stuff. It ran out. They did not get a new one signed in time, and rather than watching the players go on strike, The MLB locked him out of all practice facilities, playing facilities, advertising. They can't really do anything.
And this is still going on.
Yes.
And
80 days.
80 days.
It's been 80 days.
Wow. Where do you think they're practicing?
Rocket Park in Clear Lake. I saw Jose Altuve shagging flies. No, I don't know.
Knocking balls into like local business windows.
I have a little thing here to tell you what they want.
Okay.
The owners want to expand the playoffs. They want more playoffs, okay? Because teams get 100% of TV revenue for playoff games. Okay. The players collectively only get a portion of the gate, a lot smaller than the TV revenue. So they really want more.
Portion of the gate, as in people who show up and buy tickets.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In exchange for this, the offers honored a reduction of games in the regular season by 8 games, so 8 less games in the regular season. And they also said, how about a universal designated hitter? How about all, no matter if you're American League or National League, because currently American League has a designated hitter and National League doesn't.
A universal designated hitter?
A universal designated
hitter. He can hit for any team? It's me. Let me do it.
Go, Cody, go. It's out of here.
Yay! What team am I on? Oh, no, the bad ones.
Well, you kind of are.
Oh, shit.
I'm a villain. Players want transparent and fair revenue sharing between clubs and players. They want to end. They want free agency to be available to anyone who's reached 29 and a half years old if they've accrued 5 years of service time, or all players who have accrued 6 years of service time. Provisions for players to be paid better during their earlier years. They want tanking addressed. The MLB locked players out on December 2nd, and they told the union on Wednesday that it was serious about its self-imposed deadline Monday for reaching a new collective bargaining agreement. If that deadline was not met, the league said it would begin canceling games, not pay players for those missed games, and not reschedule them.
So you said they want tanking address, and then they want to forbid the practice?
They want to, if it is obvious that a team is tanking, they want them to be punished.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you prove it? Sitting your best players, I guess, or rotations. I think that's kind of hard.
Yeah, I mean, it had to be like, you picked that guy. What the fuck?
Imagine.
Hurt that guy's feelings.
Yeah, I was going to say. Nick asked if it was true they offered to add a second inning stretch as well, and that is true. They wanted multiple stretches. That's the thing the players really want is just more stretching time.
My question is, we already played the Stars at night in the 7th inning stretch. What are we playing in the 2nd inning stretch?
Guys, vote in the poll below. What in the chat? Vote. What should be the 2nd inning stretch song?
Yeah, sound off in the chat. Let us know what you think it should be. At least for the Houston Astros. I can't speak for other teams.
You know what would actually be a great one?
What?
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look at me. I could be center field. A great song.
I love that. That's my, whenever I do stage work, that's my intro song.
Yeah, nice. I love that.
It's a great song.
I have a TikTok with you over there. Song 2 by Spurs. Mambo Numbler.
That's a good.
Mambo Numbler Song 2 by Blur. .tumblr.com. So yeah, MLB is it is just a bunch of
money bullshit.
It's a bunch of money bullshit. It's union shit. You know about this.
I don't know enough about this particular thing, but it seems to me like I should be standing with the players.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easily.
Great.
Owners want more money and they want players to play longer without paying them more. Yeah.
Have any owners or coaches been like, I got to stand with everybody else, but I want this to end? Or
no.
Okay.
Everybody's been hard on their party lines.
What's AJ Hinch up to?
Detroit, baby.
All right. Good for him.
I know. I love him.
Yeah. Well, should we move on to the next question?
Question number 4.
Yeah, hang on. Let me double check this.
Connor, where's your what hat are you get?
All right. So technically, this is not a Texans hat, but it is a football, Houston football hat.
Yeah, still
My
undefeated.
undefeated Houston Roughnecks for my next question.
Woo-hoo.
Cody, who is the new Texans coach, and should Houston be excited about him?
First off, rough them up next.
Yeah, I mean, when's their next game? What?
Connor,
They're undefeated. I mean, they're still in, right?
and forever they will be.
Okay, cool. But when's the next game?
Lovie Smith is the new
Wait.
Texans head coach.
Wait, are they not playing anymore?
No.
The Roughnecks are out? God damn it! All my hats are bad!
Oh, my hats are bad. All my hats are bad.
All right,
You just
Cody.
kicked my dad. All my hats are bad.
Oh, God. I'm just thinking, all my steps are dads. I ain't got no stepmoms.
All my steps are dad.
All right.
What you doing, step bro? All my steps are dad.
All right, who is the new Texans coach, and should Houston be excited about him?
Lovey
Lovey
Smith.
Lovey Smith. All right. I know Mayor Turner has said he is praying for him because he needs it.
Did he say that?
He did, and
That
you can hear
rules.
more about it on Emily Takes Notes.
Yeah, plugs. Lovey Smith, cool dude. Maybe not the best hire, but they're not going to hire anybody else. And I'm going to tell you why,
All
Connor.
right, why is that?
Because they're in trouble.
The Texans?
Yeah,
Oh.
the NFL.
The NFL's in trouble.
They're getting sued
Oh.
by a guy named Brian Flores.
Yep.
Brian Flores was the coach of the Dolphins, a notoriously very bad team. He did very well with them and got fired after one bad season. Brian Flores is a black man. He decided to do a comprehensive lawsuit against many NFL teams and the NFL in general, including the Texans, because of what he said was unfair practices revolving around the Rooney Rule. If you do not know what the Rooney Rule is, it was established in 2007, and it basically said that black candidates must be considered, I believe it's 2 or 3, must be considered in all executive and head coaching. You must interview black candidates. Okay? He says that there are, and he has some evidence that's very juicy, that they are basically just ticking the boxes right now. They're like, all right, let's bring in the 2 black guys, and here's who we want to hire. Okay. So here's how he knows that. He was up for the New York Giants job.
Okay.
He had an interview on Tuesday. On Sunday, he was also going up against a guy named Brian DeBall, a white man. DeBall, very funny last name. Go get my last name.
My name. Go get it.
You keep throwing away my last name. So Brian DeBall.
Brian DeBall.
Brian DeBall was anyways, Bill Belichick,
I know
coach
him.
of the Patriots, texted Brian Flores, "Congratulations, heard you got the Giants job. That's awesome." And Brian Flores said, "I don't have my interview till tomorrow. Did you mean to text Brian DeBall?" And Bill Belichick said, "I'm so sorry. I did. I fucked up." So, Belichick basically opened this can of worms without even knowing it.
Well, I mean, if you got to have one controversy that defines your career, it's got to be that one.
But you see, he basically showed him that, like, oh, there was backdoor rumblings that this guy was hired already, and your interview coming up was for nothing. It was just so they could scratch off their 2 minority interviews. Yeah. So the NFL went from having 13 black head coaches back to 3. And we, the Texans, had David Culley last year. He was a one-and-done coach. He had 1 year with the worst team, got them to 4-13, I believe, a terrible record. But he was fired after 1 year, black gentleman. We were not about to hire a white guy to take his place, especially after the Brian Flores news. Because we were interviewing Brian Flores too.
Okay.
So we hired Lovey, who was our defensive coordinator, longtime Houston guy. I like the hire because everybody loves Lovey, and he can kind of galvanize a locker room. He's been to one Super Bowl with the Bears as a head coach. Did not go well, but got to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, still.
And I just think it is a cool thing that we brought him back. I like Lovey. The Texans are nothing at all. They have no identity. Can you name a Texans player?
No, but I can tell you that when we went to go see the Texans, the tickets were very affordable.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they are very easy to get a hold of. So, Lovey Smith, cool dude.
Hey, Net of the Dead. Every win under him is referred to as a lovey-dovey.
Lovey-dovey. We love the lovey-dovey bubbies. So that's Lovey.
Hofer Horror used to house sit for the general manager of the Jets. They fired him after he was a college scout for the Texans in the beginning of his career. Okay.
I like that.
Cool. Okay, so we should be excited for Lovey.
I think you should be excited for Lovey.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Lovey. I like him.
You like him. Okay.
His name should be Likey.
When, is the NFL season on right now?
No, it is coming. It just ended because the Super Bowl was a couple weeks back.
That's Which I did not watch. I haven't even seen a single commercial from the latest Super Bowl.
Commercials were bad.
That's all I heard was Larry David disappointed.
Yeah, he was on crypto. So
Yeah.
was LeBron. There was a lot of
Well, that's another thing. It's like these people are just fucking celebrities. They're not financial experts. They have somebody. And this is all coming out. Like there's a certain agency in Hollywood that represents every single celebrity you know that is pushing crypto right now is represented by CAA, and they all attended one luncheon that was about like why you should invest in crypto.
And they were like, oh, yep.
Yeah, they're like, sure, whatever, fuck it. Like they're actors. We should not take financial advice from them unless they're Matt Damon.
Oh, God. Do you know there's frontiers we haven't explored yet?
I have not. I thought we explored them all.
No, there's more.
Oh, gee, well, I feel like I'm pretty bold. Would fortune favor me?
Yeah. Fortune favors the bold.
We didn't even get to talk about Crypto.com Arena.
Oh, the crypt.
Yeah, so Crypto.com, they bought the...
Staples Center.
Yes, which is where the... What play?
Lakers, Clippers.
Okay. Oh, they both play in the same place. Okay. So they bought the naming rights to the stadium, and they have been very insistent on you have to call it Crypto.com Arena, and that is not happening. It's like saying, don't call me that. That's not my nickname.
Yeah, and the crypt sounds sick.
Yeah.
You have to go play in the crypt.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Why would you call it the Crypto.com Arena?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, the crypt is cool.
Now, everybody's
I don't like the name, but
everybody's like, oh, I'm going to call it Staples Center forever. Staples Center. You bitches. Staples Center is a dumbass name that you just like. It's something that you know, like it's something that now you're like, oh, I've heard it enough times.
Yeah.
It's like Jared always says, is my friend Jared, friend of the show. Jared says, LeBron James isn't hot. You've just seen his face your whole life.
Wow. Okay.
Like he's not good looking. You've just seen him forever, so his face is so normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like my hyper conservative stepdad who idolizes the past will call me a fucking dumbass if I say Enron Field. Like it's Minute Maid Park. I'm like, all right.
My dad heard the term calling it the juice box one time and was just like, go to the juice box. I was like, all right.
I like that.
I also like that brief 3-month period before Minute Maid bought it where it was called Astros Field.
I like Astros Field a lot. Net of the Dead, I like your idea of the FMRager.com amphitheater.
Oh, yeah. Amphitheater.
Yeah. Are we ready for our final question?
I think we only got one question
Okay,
left.
I'm going to grab another beer. Do you need one?
I do want another beer.
All right. Do you want Miller Lite or Crawford Bock?
Crawford Bach. And I'll list as many sports teams as I know until you're gone.
Okay.
All right.
I don't hear any names.
No, I got it. There's Philadelphia men. Oh, Connor's back. Hell yeah. All right, nice beer. Love a good beer.
All right. Did you name a bunch?
Oh, a lot.
Name them all.
I got them all down. You know what I do? I do that sometimes. I do sit down with a piece of paper and I'll try to see if I can name all 30 NBA teams off the top of my head.
I do that. I do that with trying to name the presidents. In order, and I'm not very good at it.
Yeah.
There's a whole chunk where I'm just like, who cares?
Yeah, I always am missing one and I'm so mad and I'm just like, what the... Oh, the Thunder!
The team you hate the most, and I've never seen you so happy when we beat them.
Oh God!
I think I saw you cry when we beat them.
We were doing incredible. That does it with bands.
Yeah. I know almost all of them. Oh, I like Effin Rage Arena. I really like Effin Rage Arena. My God,
that's sick.
All right, we're adding that to the lexicon of all the Effin Rage.
How about is that a field? Honey, I Shrunk the Dome. It's just a smaller dome.
I really like it. That a field. That tickled me, man. All right, are we ready for our final question?
I am.
What's been the biggest controversy in U.S. sports since we last recorded?
We've talked about it. No, we've been touching on it a little bit. I think the biggest thing I've seen that's made the most headlines has been players and their interactions with COVID, right? So
Yeah.
Gobert's whole thing, Kyrie Irving's entire thing.
Wait, for people who do not know, can we please talk about Kyrie Irving?
Please.
The flat earther vax denier.
Yes.
Who has since semi-reverse course on his flat earther thing, which I believe because he's like, I just thought it was cool.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think he's just dumb. I think he's just kind of a dummy. And here's the thing. I love Kyrie Irving. I have a pair of Kyrie Irving shoes. We were born the exact same day, like not just birthday, like the exact same birthday.
Wow. Your birth charts might be the same.
I know. And I've always liked Kyrie Irving, but he's a fucking dumbass. And he won't get vaccinated, so they won't let him play in New York. Funny thing though, that updated today. So he's a Brooklyn Net. They will not let him play home games, but they'll let him play away games. Now, get this. New York is taking down their mandate for attendees of games, but not employees. So a visiting opposing player can come in and not be vaxxed and play, but Kyrie can't play, but he can be in the building.
Man,
I know.
Look, this show has an unblemished record on never getting political, but I gotta say, I kind of think like you're a public figure, but at the same, I don't know. At this point in the pandemic, I think just get the fucking vaccine. But also at this point in the pandemic, if you haven't gotten it and you still haven't gotten COVID, all right,
Magic blood, baby.
Yeah, I guess so.
No, it's crazy. And then the number one, here's the thing. All of my, I've had to kill all my darlings. Because,
we'll be getting to that.
Yeah, let's get to it.
All right.
Aaron Rodgers.
Let's see.
If you don't know about Aaron Rodgers.
AKA Shailene Woodley's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, ex-husband.
Wait,
They got married.
I thought they were just engaged.
I think they went through with it, like in a small, intimate reception.
Oh my God. All I know is that he posted a big apology on Instagram and she did not like it or comment on it, even though he tagged her.
I love that you know that. Aaron
Big
Rodgers.
little lies, baby.
I have shirts that are not just Aaron Rodgers, like Packers shirts. They're Aaron Rodgers shirts, and not just jerseys, but like a picture of him, and it says "I love gold" because he likes gold member. I have been an Aaron Rodgers fan for more than a decade. And more than 15 years. I love Aaron Rodgers, and now I absolutely hate Aaron Rodgers. And when he quit on us when he had a terrible playoff game, I said, "Don't let the door vaccinate you on the way out."
That's weird. I don't understand that, but let's see why you don't like him no more.
Let's see what he said on the Pat McAfee show.
I realize I'm in the crosshairs of the woke mob right now. So before my final nail gets put in my cancel culture casket, I think I'd like to set the record straight on so many of the blatant lies that are out there.
Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers is going to show you how to dig a deeper hole.
It was a very, witch hunt that was going on across the league.
And hit all the buzzwords in the process.
Truly. I'm 48 hours in, and I consulted with a now good friend of mine, Joe Rogan, after he got COVID.
He told me I was right, and now he's my friend.
A lot of the stuff that he recommended in his podcasts and, on the phone to me. And I'm going to have the best immunity possible. I'm thankful for people like Joe stepping up and using their voice. I am
do you still stand with them?
Sure.
I've been taking monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin, zinc, vitamin C and D, HCQ.
To add on to this walking Facebook post,
the great MLK said that you have a moral obligation to object to unjust rules and rules that make no sense. In my opinion, it makes no sense for me.
Rodgers compares himself to Martin Luther King.
That's all we need.
I have an allergy to an...
So, if you don't know, Aaron Rodgers was asked at the beginning of the season, all players had to be vaccinated.
Good vibes only. That's right, DZ.
He was asked at the beginning of the season if he was vaccinated. He said, I am immunized, yes. And then he got COVID, and they said to him, were you actually vaccinated? He said, no. I had never said I was. I said I was immunized. And then he went on this rant where he just kept digging his deep. But he lied to everyone about his vaccination and has terrible takes. And so I think that's the biggest thing I've seen is that how people have dealt with the pandemic.
Yeah.
We've had tons of players like Antonio Brown faked vaccination cards. There's been crazy shit. And I think that's been some of the biggest controversies.
To follow up on Aaron Rodgers, in his apology to Shailene Woodley and the world, he didn't necessarily apologize for his views, but he did apologize for his views.
He never wanted to cause such a fuss.
Yeah. But it was just like, I didn't expect it to just like impact my friends and family as much as it did. It was very pointed to Shailene. But like, I don't know, man. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Like, what do you fucking want, man? Get the fucking vax.
It's been tough to be a Texans, Packers, Astros, and Kyrie Irving fan.
The way that celebrities, Drill had a great tweet that gets shared every now and then. It's from 2014, and I regret to inform you, the celebs are at it again. And it's just anytime something happens, anytime you see just like celebrities talking about Ukraine, celebrities talking about Putin, celebrities talking about Trump, you're like, shut the fuck up.
Can I say something though?
Yeah.
If I could summon the powers of Peacemaker, I really would. I think that is true.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, John Cena took to Twitter to indicate that he would love to actually become one of his characters, known for just killing people to make peace, to bring about peace in Europe right now. John Cena, the man who is suddenly standing up for democracy when he kowtowed to China for saying that Taiwan could watch the Suicide Squad first, and he apologized, admittedly, in Mandarin on celebrities, played a Madonna video, LMAO. I would if I could. I don't have it lined up, but that is a great. Have you seen the Madonna video?
Mm-mm.
God, I wish I could. Hang on. You want to play it?
Yeah.
I think I can knock this out. Let's see here.
Every little thing that you say, oh, do. I can do the Madonna video while we wait. I'm caught up on you.
Yeah, I know, Ned. I got it. Let's see.
Oh, no.
No. You know, it might actually only be on her Instagram, which I'm not about to jump through the whole rigmarole of getting that all set up. But let me see if I can get YouTube going.
Yes, I did see that over horror.
All right. It's a whole... Wow, there's a lot. No, I can't do it.
It's all commentaries and stuff. I'll look at it later and I'll do a live react.
Yeah, but at the end, she does flip the bird to Putin.
Oh.
Which he saw, and he was like, go.
Yeah, gosh.
My life is so sad.
We talked about actual controversies. I think the last thing to do is talk about some not as big controversies.
Yes.
I wanted to talk about two dumb controversies, and I gave you one real one.
Okay.
Here's when he told me this, I was like, I feel like we've talked a lot about COVID and how it's impacted.
One aside, ho for horror. Yes, I did. It was terrible.
Here's what I want to say. A lot of dumb stuff happened. Sports bloopers.
I think we kind of have one.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we've got
All right.
we've got a couple. Here's the first one. This is Kenny Pickett. He's and yes, he can. He is a Pittsburgh quarterback. And I want you to look at this cool move he did. That there's rarely a time where someone does a move that instantly gets banned the second he does it. And if you don't know, a quarterback when they run typically slides at the end of their run so that they don't get in trouble, like they don't get hit too hard. And so Kenny Pickett had an idea that instantly got banned.
All right, here we go. Kenny Pickett.
That was Mark Whipple on the sidelines, the offensive coordinator for the Panthers. Pickett, a very good runner. Don't sleep on those legs. Oh, he faked the slide. Sauce time. Pickett. Did that work? Touchdown, Pitt.
All right, I am.
They'll do a recap.
I'm actively confused because it looks. I don't see what the deal is.
So the deal is he looks like he's going to slide.
Slide and then slide to the ground?
Yes, like so he doesn't get hit.
All right, here we got a replay going.
So here he goes. If you look right here, he takes some steps like, oh, I'm going to slide. Nope. And so they immediately got rid of it. They immediately put in the rule book, you can't do that. Because here's what happened. When you are beginning to slide, the defense has to stop. Like, they can't touch you.
Okay. All right.
Like, basically, if you are going to slide, they have to let go. They can't hit you while you go for a slide because the reason why you're sliding is to not get hit. You're going, I'll go down.
Okay.
I'm done. I'm good. So that being said, Kenny Pickett thought this is a good idea, and it worked. But they immediately said you can never do that again.
Did the play stand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he got his touchdown.
All right.
Yeah, he did. He did a great. I love that, but it's very rare that something happens and immediately they go, "Let's get a rule against that."
We talked about this before in a previous Is That a Foul episode, which was the Tom Brady rule.
Yeah, the tuck rule.
The tuck rule. Yeah. I don't remember much, but he tucked.
Yeah, it's if you're throwing the ball. You have to have forward motion going forward, but their contention was he was tucking the ball away when he got hit, and so it shouldn't count, and it was a whole thing.
All
and
right.
it cemented his stuff. The other thing I want to say is the biggest controversy in baseball right now is spider tack, which we really haven't talked about too much.
All right.
But if we want to talk about spider tack, here's the way to start. Garrett Cole used to be an Astro.
Which you can see, that's not Garrett Cole, that's Garrett Cole. Here we go.
Yeah, let's listen. Oh, can we put it down real quick? Can I get some backstory?
Oh, wait, yeah, hang on.
Okay, backstory on spider tack, really quickly. Spider tack is a sticky substance that you use, that bodybuilders use to pick up big weights. Okay?
Okay.
And you can rub it on your palms and you can grab a weight and really get a good handle of it so you can pick it up. Okay?
I just did it. That's Garrett Cole right there.
Yeah, there's Garrett. Garrett used to be an Astro.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
so I'm just going to think that he's like cool and he didn't do anything wrong, right?
Garrett.
Hello, Cody.
Oh, Garrett.
Oh, yes.
I don't know. What are you doing later?
Hanging out with you, friend. All right, well, I don't know what he sounds like or anything about him, so I'm not doing this.
Connor!
Yeah, it's been me the whole time. All right, so spider tack is something that people can use so they can pick up big weights.
Yes.
Is it something you put on your hands? Or?
Yes, it's something you put on your hands, on the palms of your hands so that you can grab.
Okay.
And like if you use it, like Connor, you see this table right here? If I used it, I could pick this table up. Like it's crazy.
Could you lift a car?
I could steal a car.
All right.
Would you steal a DVD? Now, his whole thing, and I want to be brief, was so Spider Tack now is being used as a substance that you can put on your hands or on the ball to increase your rotations per minute.
Okay.
In the MLB, it's no longer cool to have the fastest fastball. It has to spin the most because that changes its trajectory the most, and also it's the hardest thing to hit. Is the faster ball spins.
And now it's being used, but is it allowed to be used?
Unequivocally, no.
Okay.
Unequivocally, no.
All
you
right.
cannot use it. So Garrett Cole went to the Astros and suddenly his spins were better, and then he went to the New York Yankees and his spins were better and they weren't as good. Like they drastically got better. So he was asked point blank if he used Spider Tack. And what I want you to notice is I just want you to notice the first sound he makes after he is asked if he used Spider Tack.
All right.
It's the worst answer you can possibly get. It's caliente.
And have you ever used Spider Tack while pitching?
I don't. I don't know. I don't know if. I don't know quite. I don't quite know how to answer that, to be honest. I mean, there are customs and practices that have been passed down from older players to younger players, from the last generation of players to this generation of players, and
say no. Why?
You know, I think there are some things that are certainly out of bounds in that regard, and I've
like
stood pretty firm in terms of that, in terms of the communication between our peers and whatnot. You know, and I, again, like I mentioned earlier, there's. You know, this is important to a lot of people that love the game, and this is including players in this room, including fans, including teams. And so, if MLB wants to legislate some more stuff, that's a conversation that we can have. Because ultimately, we should all be pulling in the same direction on this.
So he said yes.
Yeah, pretty
he
much.
gave a long response to say yes. God. Wow.
Shut the roach.
Oh yeah. Well, you've seen the roach on our yeah. We I don't have it up, but yeah. Apparently we could have gotten in a lot of trouble if people found out we were streaming Olympic footage.
What the heck?
Yeah, I don't know.
People don't like sports. But Connor, that's all I've got for your question.
All right. Well, thank you for answering them. They were great responses.
Do you feel illuminated a little bit on what's gone on?
I do. I feel a little bit more caught up. It seems that the past year has been, since March 11th, it has been, how do we deal with COVID?
Yeah.
Truly. And not just how do we deal with COVID, but also in terms of American domestic life. Like, how do we deal with the American reckoning with our racial politics?
Yeah.
And it seems that everything that has happened in America is being funneled through sports. And not just, only through sports, but sports is going through the same.
No, it's a microcosm. It's exactly
the same shit that we're all dealing with.
Yep, it is. And if I can, there's the final thing that I like to do is I like to hop up on my soapbox.
All right, hop up on.
Gotta get that box out there. It's hard in a visual medium to make this interesting, but I'm on my soapbox. Guys, I want to say this as a little final thing for me and my thoughts on the last 2 years. January 4th, 2020, was the last good day to be a Houston sports fan.
Okay. What happened?
I'll take you back to a time where this man was on this team. J.J. Watt was a Texan. DeAndre Hopkins was a Texan. James Harden was a Rocket.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Westbrook was a Rocket. Jose Altuve and Carlos Correa and Alex Bregman were just 3 baseball players. And on January 4th, 2020, Deshaun Watson initiated a spin so devilish that 2 defenders couldn't get him, and he threw the ball for a winning playoff touchdown drive, and the Texans had won a playoff game. My kids, I often tell my kids that I teach, if I could gift them one gift, it would be perspective. I have the most rose-colored glasses of anyone I know. If you ask me what my favorite day was, I say yesterday. Everything in the past was great, and everything in the present is terrible.
All right.
So what I want to say is, I think something the pandemic taught me was to take a look around and be happy about what you got a little bit better. Because on January 4th, 2020, the Astros were not cheaters. Now they were, but no one knew that. On January 4th, 2020, Deshaun Watson was a good guy. No, he wasn't, but we didn't know that. The Rock, James Harden was a hometown hero. There was a million great things about being a Houston sports fan.
Yeah.
And in 2 short years, it's all gone. And it can be gone, and that's sports, baby, but that's also life, baby.
That's very true.
So look around at what you got.
Ball is life.
And realize ball is life. And I bleed on this court. First in the gym, last out. Real system guy. X's and O's.
Is that your soapbox?
My soapbox is Houston sport. It's what you said. Sports is a microcosm of life. If you don't like your current situation, that's valid. But also realize it could be worse and it could be better.
Yeah.
And that's all that's going on. And also, if you're in the good times, realize it. Or at least be happy about what you got around you. Because it could be worse.
Addendum to that, sometimes it's easy to just stop and think, well, what the fuck can I do about it?
Yeah.
And not just proactively like, well, what the fuck can I do about it? But, to accept like, there's nothing I can fucking do.
Yeah.
I'm not on that team.
Yeah.
I'm not picking those players.
I'm not asking for massages.
I shouldn't be
I
laughing
haven't
at
got a
that.
massage in years.
I should not be laughing at that. That's a Texans controversy we did not discuss on this program.
No, maybe we shouldn't. He's a bad person.
Bad person. All right. Well, we've got 2 more segments on this show after your soapbox. What's the next one we got? We do a little game.
Yeah. Connor,
Yes.
I'm going to put you
Okay.
into the testing room. Connor, you have to be tested of what you've learned.
Man, we have never done this show while drinking. All right. I'm now realizing it. Okay.
Guys, if you don't know what the testing room is, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Connor a test based on what he's learned and give him some scenarios. Here's a scenario.
Okay.
You are the general manager. You are the president of operations of a commissioner, if you will, of, let's say, baseball.
Okay.
Okay? You're the commissioner of baseball. Okay? So Bud Selig back in the day. Okay? You're the commissioner of baseball, and I'm going to throw at you terrible things that are going to happen, and you have to give me your plan to save the day.
Okay.
Okay? So just like the NBA bubble saved the NBA. Save the NBA.
All right.
You're going to need to save these things.
And are these things that could potentially happen, or do you think that are currently happening?
These are things that could potentially happen.
All right.
And I'm going to play your great assistant, Myrtle.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Myrtle, is that you? Come in.
Hi there, boss.
Yes, that's me, Boss McCarty.
Boss McCarty.
Hello, Myrtle.
Boss McCarty, I got some terrible things to tell you.
Oh, no.
Somebody's poisoned the Gatorade. All the Gatorade is poisoned in the whole league. And Gatorade won't sever ties.
What's that coach I don't like? Throw it on him. Just toss him in poison Gatorade.
He's dead now. Goodbye. Oh. New thing happening.
What's that, Myrtle?
I'm going to change my voice to this because it's easier.
You do you, Myrtle. I'm progressive.
In 7 days, on the first day of the World Series, sugar, is supposed to be a meteor shower right on the field. What are you going to do?
Give the players umbrellas.
Huh?
Just give them umbrellas. If media's rain down on the game, we got to protect the players.
What about the media and the media boxes?
Oh, no. The media is going to be affected by the medias?
Fuck.
Well, fuck them.
I didn't realize I did that. What about the media shit?
Myrtle, your voice is changing again. Make up your mind, Myrtle.
I'm sorry, Commish. I love you, by the way.
I love you too, Myrtle, but not like that.
No, never like that. We have a great professional relationship.
That's true, Myrtle. What's the next thing that's going to fuck up my day?
The mascots are striking. They want more rights and plushier suits. What are you going to tell the Philly fanatic?
Oh, fuck. The Philly Fanatic's outside.
Yeah.
I can't deal with that guy.
He's going to bop you with that thing in his mouth.
Oh, he's worse than Gritty.
Yo, Gritty's around.
Well, I have all these My Pillows. There's nothing controversial about them yet. Let's go ahead and tie them around the Philly Fanatic. It's 2020. Nothing controversial about My Pillows.
It's January 4th,
Yeah, that's right.
2020. And finally, sugar.
Yes.
All of the iced tea in the concession stands out as sugar. Wait, why are you opening that window? No, it's not worth it. Come in.
I need my sweet tea.
Splat. Drab.
I'm dead now.
Awful. Connor,
Yeah.
I'm going to give that a B+.
All right.
A B+, an A. You win. Yay, Connie.
I got 180. All right. Anything else? Don't you give me homework?
I do have to give you homework, and I have a great one.
All right. What you got?
We've talked about him a little bit, but I really want you to look into the career of Javale Mcgee, which, if you don't know, was a regular old player. I think I've shown you him before. He was the guy on the dunk contest that dunked on 2 rims.
Yes, I did. Wasn't he in J.R. Smith's video?
Yeah, he was just in that J.R. Smith video.
Okay.
I want you to look at his career because it's really interesting, and also his beef with Shaq. Because he has probably the biggest beef that Shaq's ever had with anybody.
Is it like normal Shaq shit where he just like shits on every new player?
Yep.
All right.
It's similar.
Great.
Very similar. So
Shaq is a very bootstrap guy.
Yeah, he's an asshole. He also, a report came out today. Gary Payton told a fun story on a podcast that everybody went, that's not a fun story, where with rookies, Shaq would piss in a bucket for like a week and a half and then pour it on them when they were in the urinal.
Damn.
The general saves you now.
Well, I'm not getting Papa John's anytime soon. I'll tell you that much.
Papa.
All right. Well,
that's what.
Cody, that kind of wraps everything up. Do you have anything that you'd like to plug or talk about before we wrap this show up?
I love doing this show. I love talking sports. We're trying to get back on a more regular schedule, which I'm excited
We're
about.
talking about trying to go at least like once a month.
I like once a month. It gives us a lot to recap and also some fun new topics to explore. I think what I want my next topic to be that we've talked about before is coolest dudes.
We all right. So we'll peel behind the curtain a little bit. We talked about doing 2 podcast episodes this weekend. One on Friday, one on Sunday. Friday was going to be the one that we just did. Sunday was going to be coolest dudes, coolest athletes.
I still want to do coolest dudes.
And things didn't work out, but we decided, hey, let's just do this on the stream. We should do coolest dudes on the stream.
I would love to do coolest dudes on the stream. Would you guys like to see cool dudes?
Sound off in the chat if you want to see cool dudes.
I just think coolest dudes and
just dudes. We're not.
No, I think anybody.
All right.
I think coolest players ever would
Okay.
be a coolest players.
Coolest players. All right, that's going to be the next one. Okay, so
and so the other thing is I just check out Honey I Shrunk the Binge and check me out show me the dudes and CD and everything. And Connor, what do you got to plug, buddy?
All right, so I just want to plug Emily Takes Notes. That's a podcast, and you can also follow at Embaleez EMBALEEZ on Instagram to catch up on everything going on in Houston City Council. It's a really fun podcast. I want to plug. We're calling it. Keep an eye on it. We're going to be doing a new one pretty soon. I also want to plug Effin Rager, which you can catch normally on Monday nights at 8 p.m. And tune in next week. I'm going to have a special co-host. Ned's going to be out again. Special co-host Chuck Vaughn. So
Chuck!
Please tune in. Chuck is fun. We're going to have a good time. That's really all I've got. I'm Cryptocurrency on Instagram, Dwicka.com on Twitter. Go ahead and find me, and we'll see you next time.
We'll get this one for the Gipper.
Bye, knuckleballs. Well.